upbeat, playful music starts and fades to background. Picture this. You finally sat down after a long day. You've got your snacks, your favourite show is on, and life is good. Then, a furry shadow leaps onto your lap. They purr like a tiny V8 engine, stare into your soul with pure adoration. And then it begins. Tiny, needle-sharp claws start rhythmically digging into your leg. It's a strange mix of pleasure and pain, right? Is this a secret kitty massage technique? A declaration of war disguised as affection? Or did their bread-making software just reboot? Well, cat mums and cat dads, you're in the right place. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most bizarre and heartwarming cat behaviours. We're going to decode the secret language of the paws and reveal exactly what your cat is trying to tell you when they need. So, before we start, tell us in the comments, what's the weirdest thing your cat has ever needed? Let's get into it. Alright, before we get to the dough, let's set the stage. What even is a cat? Scientifically, it's a small, carnivorous mammal, but in reality, we know what they are. They are tiny, fluffy ninjas who basically domesticated themselves thousands of years ago because they realised humans had comfortable couches and could operate a can opener. Their entire existence is a masterclass in getting what they want with minimum effort. At their core, they are still wired with the ancient instincts of a predator. They hunt, they stalk, they sleep for 20 hours a day to conserve energy for a sudden 3 a.m. sprint across your face. So, when they do something as strange as rhythmically pushing their paws into you, it's not just random weirdness. It's a behaviour that's deeply embedded in their DNA, a message from their wild past. Understanding this is key to unlocking all their other little quirks. So let's start with the number one, most accepted reason for needing. Let's call it the original need, or the milk tread. When your cat was just a tiny squeaking fur ball, this was one of the very first instincts they had. A newborn kitten will press its paws into its mother's belly while nursing. This rhythmic pushing and pressing action actually stimulates the mammary glands, helping the milk flow more easily. It's a fundamental survival instinct, linking a specific physical action, pushing paws, with the ultimate reward, a warm, full belly, and the comfort of their mom. It's the first and most powerful positive association they ever form. So even when they're fully grown, and their biggest concern is whether the sunbeam has moved an inch, this instinct remains deeply ingrained in their brain. It's the source code for comfort. Building on that idea, think about what that action represents. It's not just about food, it's about safety, warmth, and the unparalleled comfort of being with their mother and litter mates. So, when your adult cat starts kneading on a soft blanket, or, more importantly, on you, they are essentially time travelling. They are mentally regressing to that safest, happiest time in their life. It's an act of pure nostalgia. Imagine if you could instantly feel as safe and loved as you did as a small child just by fluffing a pillow. That's what your cat is doing. They are so overwhelmed with contentment and relaxation in that moment with you that their brain just goes, "Yep, this feels like mom," and the paws start working automatically. It's their happy place, and they're bringing that feeling into the present moment. This leads us to a very important point. If your cat is kneading on you, take a bull, because you've just received a massive promotion. In your cat's mind, you have been elevated to the status of a surrogate mother figure. Congratulations! You are now the source of ultimate comfort and security. They're not just kneading on a random soft surface. They are kneading on you because they associate your presence, your smell, and your warmth with the same feelings of safety they had as a kitten. This is one of the highest compliments a cat can pay a human. It's a profound display of trust and a declaration that they see you as their protector and provider. They feel completely safe and vulnerable with you, enough to revert to their most basic, instinctual comfort behaviour. So next time those claws dig in, just remember, you're not a cushion, you're a mom. But wait, there's more to this paw action than just warm and fuzzy feelings. Cats are masters of subtlety, and their paws are multifunctional tools. Hidden within those adorable toe beans are scent glands. Yes, your cat's paws smell, but not just like Fritos. They release unique pheromones, which are like little chemical messages that are undetectable to our clumsy human noses. When a cat needs, they are activating these glands and depositing their unique scent onto the surface. So when your cat is kneading your lap, they are doing something very deliberate. They are marking you as their territory. They are essentially putting up a giant invisible sign that says, "Mine!" to any other cats or creatures that might come sniffing around. It's a loving, possessive gesture that says, "This giant, food-providing human belongs to me." Let's take another trip back in time, way before cats had the luxury of memory foam beds and fleece blankets. Their wild ancestors, the African wildcats, didn't have a cozy living room to nap in. To get some shut-eye, they had to make their own beds, out in the wild. This involved finding a good spot and then tamping down tall grass, leaves or soft earth to create a comfortable and safe nest. This patting and pressing motion would not only soften the ground, but also help to check for any hidden dangers, like sharp rocks or unwelcome critters lurking underneath. This instinct to prepare a resting spot is hardwired into their DNA. It's a primal behaviour passed down through thousands of generations, a little echo of their self-sufficient, wild past. Even though your couch is perfectly safe, that ancient instinct to make the bed just right still kicks in. Now fast forward to your modern domesticated house cat. They might not be fending off predators in the savannah, but that deep-seated instinct to make the bed is still there. When your cat starts kneading your favourite plush blanket, your pillow, or your stomach before settling down for a nap, they're simply acting on that ancient programming. It's the domestic version of building a nest. They are fluffing the pillows and arranging the sheets to their exact specifications to create the perfect 5-star comfort zone. It's a ritual that signals they are about to enter a state of deep relaxation. So if you see your cat meticulously kneading a spot before curling up, you're witnessing a timeless ritual of an animal preparing its den for a safe and comfortable slumber. They are just ensuring their nap will be of the highest possible quality. Kneading isn't just about preparing for a nap, it's also a powerful emotional tool. Think of it as a form of feline therapy. For a cat, the repetitive, rhythmic motion of kneading is incredibly calming. It's a self-soothing mechanism. When they are feeling perfectly happy, content, and relaxed, they might start kneading to express and enhance that feeling of bliss. It's the physical manifestation of a purr. However, you might also see a cat start to knead in a mildly stressful situation, like during a vet visit or in a new environment. In this context, it's more like a nervous habit for humans, like tapping a foot or twirling hair. The familiar, comforting action helps them to calm down and manage their anxiety. It's their way of accessing that safe, kitten-like state of mind to cope with the stress of the moment. Let's be honest, our cats are professional nappers. They can sleep for 16, 18, even 20 hours a day. And after a marathon nap session, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to have a big, satisfying stretch. Well, cats are no different. Kneading is actually a fantastic way for them to stretch out their muscles. The motion of extending and retracting their paws allows them to flex the muscles and tendons in their paws, legs and shoulders. Think of it as a post-nap yoga session. It helps get the blood flowing and works out any kinks or stiffness from being curled up in a weird pretzel shape for the last 6 hours. So sometimes when your cat starts kneading on the carpet or the arm of the sofa right after waking up, it might be less about emotion and more about a good, old-fashioned physical stretch to get ready for their next big activity, walking to the food bowl. Now here's a reason for kneading that you might not hear about as often, and it's a little more adult. This one applies specifically to female cats. When a female cat is in heat, or estrus, her hormones are going wild, and her primary goal is to signal to male cats that she is ready to mate. As part of this, she will often display a range of behaviours to attract a partner. These can include being extra vocal, rubbing against things more, and, you guessed it, kneading. This kneading, often accompanied by lifting her hindquarters, is a specific posture that indicates her receptive state. So, if you have an unspayed female cat who suddenly starts kneading the air and acting extra affectionate, it might not just be contentment, it could be a signal from Mother Nature. It's a less common reason in our modern world of spayed and neutered pets, but it's still a valid part of their instinctual behaviour set. Have you ever noticed that your cat is a bit of a texture snob? They won't just knead on any old thing. They have standards. The surface absolutely matters, and their preference goes right back to that original milk tread instinct. They are searching for surfaces that are soft, warm, and yielding, surfaces that mimic the feeling of their mother's belly. This is why plush blankets, fluffy dressing gowns, soft pillows, and of course, our soft human bodies are prime real estate for making biscuits. A hard, cold floor or a wooden table just doesn't trigger that same comforting, nostalgic instinct. The choice of surface is a key part of the ritual. They are seeking a specific tactile experience that transports them back to that state of ultimate kitten comfort. So if your cat chooses your lap over a brand new expensive cat bed, it's because you are officially the softest, most comforting thing in the house. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. The claws. Why do some cats knead with the gentle, pillowy softness of a master baker, while others seem to think they're performing amateur acupuncture with tiny daggers? First, let's be clear, it is almost never a malicious act. A cat that's kneading with its claws out isn't trying to hurt you. They are simply lost in the bliss of the moment. The extension of the claws is a natural part of the paw flexing motion. How much claw they use is often just a matter of individual cat personality and how intensely they are feeling the moment. Some cats are just more enthusiastic in their comfort. It's the difference between a gentle hug and a bone-crushing bear hug. They don't realise their built-in weapons are causing you pain because, in their mind, this action is pure love and contentment. Now, after hearing all this, some of you might be thinking, wait a minute, you said my cat never needs me. Does that mean he hates me? Absolutely not. Take a deep breath. Not all cats are bakers, and a lack of kneading is not a sign of a lack of affection. Cats, like people, have a huge range of personalities and ways they express themselves. Kneading is just one tool in their love language toolbox. Your cat might show their love in other, equally valid ways. Do they give you slow blinks from across the room? That's a kitty kiss. Do they headbutt you or rub their cheeks on your leg? They're sharing their scent and claiming you. Do they follow you from room to room like a tiny furry stalker? That's trust and companionship. So don't worry if you don't have a kneader. Just learn to recognise your own cat's unique way of saying, I love you. Sometimes, when a cat is really in the zone, kneading away, purring up a storm, something else can happen. You might notice a little bit of drool. Yes, it can be a little gross to suddenly feel a wet spot spreading on your shirt, but you should take it as the ultimate compliment. Drooling during kneading is a sign of extreme, off-the-charts relaxation and contentment. It's another behaviour that harks back to their kittenhood. When a kitten is nursing, they are so happy and focused on getting milk that they might drool a little. When an adult cat is in such a state of blissful nostalgia that they start kneading, that same physiological response can kick in. They are so relaxed that they literally forget to swallow. So, if your cat is a happy drooler, don't be grossed out. You have successfully created a moment of pure, unadulterated feline zen. Can there be a dark side to kneading? While it's overwhelmingly a positive behaviour, it's worth noting that in some rare cases, excessive or compulsive kneading can be a sign of an underlying issue. If a cat is kneading almost constantly, or doing it in a frantic way, it could be a sign of stress, anxiety, or even a medical problem. It's especially important to pay attention if this is a sudden change in behaviour for your cat. Compulsive kneading can sometimes be seen in cats that were weaned from their mother too early, and the behaviour becomes an obsessive tic. If the kneading is accompanied by other signs of distress, like overgrooming, hiding, or changes in appetite, it's always a good idea to check in with your veterinarian just to rule out any problems and ensure your furry friend is truly happy and healthy. Alright, so we've established that kneading is a compliment, but a compliment that can sometimes feel like you're being tenderized with a meat mallet. So how do you handle the acupuncture pause without hurting your cat's feelings? The most important rule is to never punish or scold a cat for kneading. They will not understand and will only associate you with fear and confusion. Instead, the best defense is a good offense. Keep their claws trimmed regularly. This is the single most effective way to reduce the pain. Another great trick is to keep a thick, soft blanket nearby. When your cat hops up for a biscuit-making session, simply slide the blanket between their paws and your skin. They get the soft surface they crave, and you get to keep your skin intact. You can also try to gently redirect their paws, but the blanket trick is usually a win-win. Now it's time for some myth-busting. You might have heard the funny and slightly terrifying joke that when a cat needs you, they're checking for weaknesses or tenderizing the meat before they eat you. It's a fun little narrative we've created for our tiny house predators. But let's be crystal clear. This is 100% false. Your 10-pound furball is not plotting your demise by checking your organ placement. As we've learned, kneading is rooted in instincts of comfort, scent marking, and nest making, not hunting. So, while it's hilarious to imagine your cat as a ruthless butcher preparing their next meal, the reality is far more heartwarming. They aren't trying to eat you. They're trying to tell you they love you and feel incredibly safe with you, so you can relax. You are their parent, not their prey. Just like bakers have different techniques, cats have their own unique kneading styles. It's fun to watch and identify what kind of baker you have living in your house. First, there's the alternating baker, the classic one-paw, two-paw rhythm, like they're diligently working a sourdough starter. Then you have the synchronized kneader, who pushes with both paws at the same time. Some cats are air biscuit specialists, kneading the air with their paws while lying on their side. You might have a slow and steady kneader who is very deliberate, or a frantic baker who works at 1,000 paws per minute. And my personal favourite, the stare intensely into your soul while kneading cat. This is where they maintain unbroken, unnerving eye contact the entire time, as if they're transferring ancient secrets directly into your brain. Which style is your cat? This is a question that often comes up. Are some cat breeds more likely to knead than others? The short answer is that kneading is a universal cat behaviour, and any cat of any breed can be a baker. However, anecdotally, some cat parents report that certain breeds seem to be more prone to it. Breeds known for being particularly affectionate and people-oriented, like ragdolls or Siamese cats, are often reported as frequent kneaders. This might be because they are more outwardly demonstrative with their affection in general. Conversely, more independent or reserved breeds might be less likely to do it. But it's crucial to remember that personality is always more important than breed. You can have a ragdoll who never kneads and a classic domestic shorthair who could win a biscuit-making championship. It truly comes down to the individual cat. So, as we bring all these threads together, it's important to reiterate the main takeaway. When your cat needs you, you are witnessing one of the most significant compliments in the feline world. It is a multi-layered message of pure, unadulterated love and trust. They are telling you that you are their safe space. They are marking you with their scent, claiming you as a cherished part of their family. They are so comfortable and content in your presence that their most deep-seated, comforting kittenhood instincts bubble up to the surface. It is a vulnerable and honest display of emotion from an animal that is often seen as aloof and independent. It's their way of breaking down their cool cat exterior and showing you the soft, mushy kitten that still lives inside. Cherish it. It's a moment of pure connection. Finally, let's decode the full message. Kneading rarely happens in a vacuum. It's usually part of a combo meal of affectionate behaviours. So, when your cat is kneading you, look for the other signals to understand the complete message they're sending. Are they kneading and purring loudly? That's the equivalent of them shouting, "I am so happy right now," from the rooftops. Are they kneading, purring, and giving you those slow, sleepy blinks? That is the ultimate trifecta of feline affection. That's the cat equivalent of an I love you text, a warm hug, and a box of your favourite chocolates all rolled into one. You have hit the jackpot of kitty love. By putting all these signals together, you can be absolutely certain that in that very moment, you are your cat's favourite person and the absolute centre of their universe. And really, is there any better feeling than that? So, there you have it. The next time your fluffy tyrant hops on your lap and starts making biscuits, you'll know it's not a random glitch in the cat matrix. It's a complex, beautiful message of love, comfort, trust, and a little bit of you belong to me now. Yes, the occasional claw might be a little sharp, but it's one of the purest signs that you are their entire world. You are their source of safety and happiness. So cherish those tiny, sometimes pointy, daggers of affection. They're one of the best parts of being a cat parent. If you enjoy decoding your cat's weird and wonderful habits, please boot that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. And be sure to share this with a fellow cat parent who needs to understand their little baker. Now for our final question, what do you call it? Kneading, making biscuits, playing the piano, mashing potatoes? Let us know your unique term in the comments below. Thanks for watching and give your baker a pat from us.